Hey everybody, and welcome to Is This Adulting, the mental health comedy podcast you never knew you needed. I'm your best friend, and I once booby-trapped my childhood bedroom. I'm Stephen Pappas.
And I got caught in that booby trap. I don't know.
Yeah, you did.
I'm best friend number 2, Chris Grummett. I didn't realize you booby trapped your room. When?
I was really pissed off at my mom and dad. I had done something stupid, as I usually did, and I was like 5 or 6. And so
by booby trap, like something like really silly.
Yeah, I took all of the label making tape out of a label maker and like strung it across the door, and I was like, this is it. This is a trap. I'll catch him.
Gosh.
And I slid a note under the door that said, "Dear Mommy and Daddy, I'm very, very sorry for what I did. I hope you forgive me. I love you, Steven." And then at the end it said, "P.S. Don't come in. I've set traps."
What a kind, compassionate way to be like, for your own best interest, don't come into this hellhole that I've planned for everyone.
My mom still has that note. She showed it to me
sweet.
Not too long ago.
That's sweet.
Anyway, this is that sort of friendly, fun banter that you have with people, and why don't we bring yet another person into this conversation? So we have a new best friend with us this week. She is all sorts of things, at least according to Wikipedia. God, you have a Wikipedia page. It's amazing.
Yeah,
she's
you know
a
that's
podcaster.
a big deal.
She is a broadcaster. She is a writer. You know her from her podcasts Answer Me This and The Illusionist. She is credited with once, and I quote, having to wrestle her partner away from a very strange conversation about North Carolina barbecue with some odd podcaster.
That's true.
Please welcome Helen Zaltzman to the show. Hey, Helen.
North Carolina barbecue is very important, though. Let's not understate this.
I'm just saying, like, when we were in Seattle, everybody, y'all, we met Helen and her partner on the street. We were going to dinner with, I believe it was Drew, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. And Drew came over because I was like, oh my gosh, that's Helen Zaltzman. I wanted to introduce myself to her, but I was too scared all weekend.
A very frightening person.
Well, that's what I've heard. It's
not nice. Not approachable.
Well, to be fair, you were holding about 3 machetes, and so we were all very intimidated. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's just I was holding them for someone. It was part of their costume.
Okay. I should have known that. Context, Chris. What was I thinking?
And I'm clumsy. That's why they were whirling around your face.
Yeah, that was the only reason. But yeah, all I know was Drew was like, "Oh, hey, I'm gonna go say hey to my friend. I didn't see her all weekend," and he just walked up to you and started talking, and I joined in the conversation. Next thing I know, like 15 minutes have gone by. You're still trying to leave, and Chris has your partner, and he is just, man, he is talking him up all about North Carolina barbecue.
Hold on. This is making me sound like this was not a connection. This was a connection that me and your partner had that it was so real, and it happened so quickly, and I was just like, I found someone that I think we could be best friends for life.
Yeah, you're soulmates.
And it was amazing.
This is the thing about Martin, my husband, is that he'll meet someone and I'll turn away for 30 seconds. And after 30 seconds, he'll be in so deep with that person. You think, well, was there some rip in time or something? Mm-hmm. But he feels very, very enthused by the North Carolina barbecue techniques.
Good.
So it was very genuine and meaningful for him too.
Well, Helen, can I say this? And let me preface by saying I'm an anxious boy that after this week, I could definitely use this. So just go along with it, even if it's not true. Martin talked about me later, didn't he?
He's still talking about you now. I told him to shush because I'm on mic.
Oh, gosh, that's what I was hoping for. Oh, Martin. Oh, I love him.
Finally, I met someone who understands me.
Oh, wow. You know what? Me and Martin at some point are going to do a podcast where we go across the entire world and just review different types of barbecue.
I think a lot of people would be really into that.
Yeah. All right.
It's going to be
Martin,
called...
you and me, TM. We've trademarked
I like how everything we talk about on the show ends up being boys, because I was going to be, you can call it Barbecue Boys.
Oh, we could. The Porklusionist. No, that's stupid. Stupid.
Yeah, that one wasn't. It wasn't your strongest, but it wasn't.
Okay. It wasn't.
It's
okay.
No, we're just workshopping. You don't want to come out with the strongest first.
Of course.
Got to build up to it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm glad.
By the end of this show, we'll have the pun.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
We'll get the Illusionist. No, we're not there yet.
That's
You're getting further away.
Further,
Stephen. Like, at least go meet Illusionist or something.
Okay, that's fair. All right, well, we'll rein it in, I guess, or I'll rein it in. Y'all keep going because y'all are good at this. But we're going to get into everything in just a second. Before we do you want to tell people where they can find you on the interwebs and or your home address?
Oh, sure. Well, actually, I don't have a home address, but they can try finding my storage unit in London, where my stuff is. You can find my podcast, The Illusionist, at theillusionist.org, or answer me this is at answermethispodcast.com. And then I'm on Twitter. You know how that works. Don't Instagram message me because I do not check that.
Yeah. I have an Instagram. I've had it for 6 months now. I have posted twice.
It's better than
wanting
me.
More.
I've had an Instagram since like 2013. And I think I've posted 4 times.
Yeah.
I appreciate the restraint.
Yeah, you know, it really is. For me, it's just something where it's like a little amuse-bouche. Just got to give them a little taste every year and a half to 2. And that's why I have 1 million followers. It's true. It's true.
That's good. I have a surprising amount of followers for having never posted, which is to say like 30. But anyway, well, y'all...
Humble brag.
We've got a lot to get into this episode. And... I don't want to keep everybody in suspense any longer because I have a feeling this next little section is going to be a long one. So we're going to start this week off just like we do every week with a mental health check-in. Christopher Tyler Grimmett, I usually draw out your name, but today I'm just going to ask you, God, how you been this week, bud?
So Steven knows how I've been this week, and the answer that would best sum it up is bad.
Yeah.
Well,
Sorry to hear that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So this is the part where it becomes difficult, and this is what I mean. I've shared and talked about this before, but it is difficult when Stephen and I have tried to create a podcast where we are open, honest, transparent about the things that are going on in our lives. And there are those moments in our lives where, unfortunately, because of life is messy and because there are other people involved in our lives, not just us, sometimes it's best to be able to honor other people by keeping a lot of the information kind of confidential, which sucks because I want to be as transparent as I possibly can. And I'm in a situation right now where maybe over time I can share some things, but unfortunately it's just a difficult place to where the best way that I can say this is I've had a pretty big life change occur. And unfortunately, in the process, I am very sad to think that I may have lost some important friendships in my life. And
can I stop you for 2 seconds?
Sure.
Because our listeners have anxiety, and if I was listening to this without knowing,
that's fair.
I do want to say right now,
it has nothing to do with Steven or the podcast.
It's not me, and it has nothing to do with you're not getting separated from Kate or anything.
Oh yeah.
It's not. No one is. No one is physically sick. It's just. Yeah. I just wanted to make that clear because, like, when I said I had a life change, people immediately jumped to what it in fact was, which was that Katie's pregnant. But they jumped to that. And so I don't want people to jump to a very personal thing as far as that.
I think I think that's. I'm glad that you said that. But the long story short, and I say this, and the reality is, I think it's very possible that these friendships are listening right now.
Sure.
And the best way of saying it is, I feel like it's possible that our friendship has at least taken a very serious hurt, so to speak. And there's just a lot of feelings. I think both sides feel a little bit betrayed, which sucks. There's like a lot of trust that has probably been broken. And what I feel is the case is, as I've reflected, it's no different than any other time there's some relationship in your life, whether it's family, whether it's a partner, whether it's friendships, whether it's a partnership in work of some sort, where 9 times out of 10, what the result is simply because there's miscommunication of some sort. And really the last couple of days, I've just been a lot of mourning, and I'm able to speak to it now with some clarity. This is one of the first times I've probably been able to speak to it without crying. And I don't know why I'm being able to hold it together now. Who knows? Maybe later I'll break. But unfortunately, it's just something to where sometimes when you feel you've been hurt, it can begin to make you start questioning a lot of other parts of your life. And when you're insecure, when you're anxious, and you're already dealing with a lot of trauma from the past, sometimes the last thing you need is one more piece of trauma that almost I'm trying to get better, and I'm trying to heal from past wounds. What I don't want to happen is to have something prove me and my insecurities right, if that makes sense. Of kind of this feels like a falling 3 steps back type of thing, where I'm trying to do a better job of trusting and caring and expecting the best out of people, and then something will happen that then makes you just think, well, damn, like maybe I need to be negative or pessimistic for a reason. Maybe this is just further proof, and I don't want to be that way. And so the best way to keep it simple right now is just that, and it sucks because I want to be able to be fully transparent with all of you, but in order to respect other people, I won't. And so the last thing I'll say is, if those people are listening, I do deeply care about you still, and I hope that one day there can be some type of reconciliation, because there's nothing quite like a pain that comes from this type of. I'm not okay. I feel like I'm stepping in it by unintentionally, but there's different types of pain, and each of them hurt, and there's probably some that hurt significantly worse than this, and by probably most certainly. But yeah, I think I'm just still in the first couple days of things, and so I've gone through combinations of denial to what would I say, anger, to kind of processing and feel like I'm getting better, and then something hits and then it gets worse again. So I apologize for being so broad, but that's just kind of where I have to be right now. And so it has not been a good week, truthfully, but I've had moments that, if nothing else, have been a good reminder that there are people who truly care about me, that I'm going to be okay, and that I'm important. You know, I think sometimes in the midst of that, you can kind of convince yourself that, well, maybe everything that they're saying is right and you're a completely horrible person. But that's not productive, because then you're just going to spiral in a different way. So that has been my unfortunate week, but I continue to move forward. Helen, how about you? How has your week been?
Well, I mean, that sounds very rough, and that just reminded me of how, I don't know what the story is, but friend breakups as an adult are really acutely very difficult and painful. Yeah. And people don't talk about them enough, because I think usually when you lose a friend as an adult, you often just kind of melt out of each other's lives, rather than it being a kind of seismic thing like a relationship breakup can be. Yeah. So there's no real course of action for how to deal with it.
Yeah, you're right. And I am appreciative of that, because, I mean, that's kind of the best way of wording it. It's a breakup, and it's something to where it happens, yet usually it's just another thing that kind of gets pushed down and says, well, if we just stop seeing each other and we avoid thinking about it, then we'll avoid the pain. And it's like, but that's not going to happen. It's going to have long-term effects on every relationship you ever have moving forward. So I appreciate that. So
yeah, especially as it's hard to not feel guilty, no matter, even if you are completely in the right. Yeah. You think, yes, was I a bad friend? Am I unlovable? All those things. Yeah. Are happening. Yeah. So yeah, that sounds shitty.
Oh, I appreciate you listening to me, both of y'all. So Helen, how are you doing?
Oh, fine.
Oh, fine.
Yeah.
That's good. Actually, I'm glad.
psychologically fairly uneventful, even keeled type of stuff. The last few weeks, it just feels like I've kind of been in limbo a lot of this year in a not unpleasant way, but just in a kind of the last couple of years have been quite hectic, and this one so far not too much has happened. So it's I need to wake up a bit, I think.
Yeah,
but it's not bad.
Well, I mean, it's important to celebrate when things are going well. I mean, that's something that me and Steven often talk about and struggle with, is saying, even we said it beforehand, of it's difficult to not feel at times the pressure to find material for the mental health check-in, which is not what we want to ever do. And so when we have a good week or we have good multiple weeks, then we need to celebrate that, because that is showing signs of progress. So I'm very glad that you are having a good, even, cool week, last couple of weeks.
It's narratively boring.
And sometimes that's good. That's
good for life.
Yeah.
Bad for your purposes.
Sometimes we need some boring chapters to be able to get through life. So I could use some boring chapters. I'd be okay with that.
Well, pick up the unabridged version of Les Mis, because there's a whole section in there that doesn't need to be there. Like, it's a great book, but there's a whole section in there where it's just like, man, this is a lot of history. Like, I get it, but like, woof.
Have you actually read that book? That book's massive.
I love Les Mis. It's one of my favorite, like, of the classic, like, novels. I'll put it this way. I've read the abridged version multiple times. I got to about a 20-page section of describing a battlefield, and I gave up on the unabridged.
Yeah, you just really want them to cut to a song with the battlefields in the background, so you can just see it rather than having to read about it.
Yeah. Well, Steven, I know that you have also had a rough week, and some of it I don't even know what's going on.
No, you don't know.
Yeah, so why don't you share with us how your week has been?
Chris got a text about, let's see, it's 8:30, so about 45 minutes ago, that stated, "Just so you know, I'm not good." I literally, to the point, and Helen, I hope you take no offense, I didn't want to do the show tonight.
You don't have to do the show. You could still pull out. And I will forgive you.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm very happy to be here now that I've actually I've sat down. We've talked. It's great to see you again and talk, and this is good. But I all day was like, I have to turn on the being a person switch.
Yeah.
Yeah, the public face.
Right. And my quote unquote public persona is very similar to the real Steven, because I share very intimate things on the show. I've had, believe it or not, a good week, with the exception of a few rough patches. So Saturday night, my wife, I think a big part of it is Helen, I referenced this on an earlier episode a few weeks ago. I kind of discovered I'm in the middle of a depressive episode. I finally kind of talked to my psychiatrist, talked to my therapist, and come to understand that, I'm in the middle of another one. And with that comes a lot of things. But a big part of it, I think, for me is this happens about this time every year. My wife is a theater director, and director in high school. She's a teacher. Not to belittle that, but I feel like theater director makes it sound like she tours with Broadway. No, yeah, she's a high school theater teacher, and the musical's in a week and a half. And I don't see her. We don't live together right now, it feels like, because it's just I do things like this in the evening, do shows, and I work on a lot of stuff for my jobs in the evening, and she gets home at 7:00 and goes to bed at 9:30, and if we have time, we sit together. If not, I'm in my office and she's in there. And I think that, stacked on top of the fact that she is pregnant, and I feel like this is time that we should be spending together before we have a child.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten to. Not for lack of both of us wanting to, but we just haven't. And I think that's starting to affect me, not seeing her, because she is a big part of my ability to cope with my anxieties. almost to the point that for a while it was unhealthy. How much I relied on her to cope with my own issues. But so right now it's tough. And Saturday night I got in a real dark space, and she was on a trip with her kids. And so I didn't see her. So I ate my feelings, as I do. Stay tuned for the next episode of Them Healthy Boys, available on Patreon, patreon.com/isthisadulting. But yeah, and anyway, so that happened. I got kind of in a bad place. I bounced back. And then today was super rough. I'm going to throw out a real quick content warning for discussion, not graphically, just a brief moment where I'm going to mention the idea of losing a child. So is that a content warning that I need to stop my conversation for either of y'all?
No.
Okay.
No, I think you're okay.
I want to make sure that y'all are comfortable. Yeah. I'm not going to go into any detail. We had an appointment today at the doctor, and they were going to use some sort of like Doppler thing now rather than an ultrasound to hear the heartbeat. And about 5 minutes went by, and they could not find a heartbeat. And Katie and I were silently looking at each other and panicking on the inside, but each one of us was trying to like be like chill for the other person. And my heart was in my throat, and then it was in my feet. Like it was just and she said, we're gonna have to go across the hall and do an ultrasound. She said, now, and she assured us, she said, this is normal-ish at this amount of weeks. Like, don't panic. Like, and we were like, okay, but of course we are.
Of course.
Because when they spend that long and they go, we can't find anything, I'm going, Now, luckily, they did the ultrasound. Everything is fine. Baby is fine. We are fine. Heartbeat was strong. They just couldn't find it. But we had a moment, and for some reason, that moment, even though everything resolved, that moment stuck with me all day. Sure. And that feeling stuck with me all day.
I think that's not unreasonable.
Yeah, not at all.
Psyche to do that. That sounds terrifying.
It knocked me off my, like, I was okay today. I was very busy, but like I was doing okay. I was still bouncing back from Saturday. I was doing solid, and I don't know, it knocked me down, and I have yet to fully recover from that, to the point that, 45 minutes before this, I was furious about nothing, just about nothing.
Yeah, but you have to take yourself to a very terrifying place, and you can't just come back from that in a minute.
Yeah.
100%. Like it takes days sometimes to even be able to process the initial shock of something, let alone, sometimes significantly more than that. So so the idea of you having a few hours to process that is not easy.
Yeah, it was odd, but I'm good. I just need to kind of, process it. And I think even vocally processing it, because you're the only people, you two, and then all of you listeners. But right now, you two are the only other people that know that happened. And so, like, I just hadn't had a chance to process it. And the thing was, like, 20 minutes before her appointment, she finally told her students. And they were overjoyed. And so I think that was weighing on her.
Yeah.
And so now, granted, everything was great. We got back, and the students all hurrayed when I walked in, and I don't know if they were like, you did your part. Yeah. But yeah, so anyway, I appreciate y'all allowing me to process that verbally.
Yeah, of course. I'm sorry.
Just kind of speak about that. And I hope that I have not in any way caused any anxiety for anyone out there listening, or for either one of y'all in discussing that.
I've never been pregnant or been a parent, so it just always seems to me that every stage of it, until your child is, I guess, like 45, every bit of it is just fraught with things that could happen.
Yeah.
And you're just always not saying now be prepared to be on edge for the next 45 years. But
Cool.
I can understand why.
Sure.
Why you feel that.
Yeah,
that's the whole thing.
it's been something. But anyway, thank you again. And as always, if you have a mental health check-in you would like to share or an idea of how we can encourage you throughout your week, we will remind you once again, we are not professionals. And if you are in need of mental health care, please contact a mental health professional, be it a therapist, a psychiatrist, counselor, any of those, licensed psychologist. Please contact these people. And if you are in crisis, please contact the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. It is a really good resource that definitely needs to be utilized. So yeah, definitely check that out. But you can email us over at isthisadultingpod@gmail.com. Let us know if you want them shared anonymously on our monthly listener episodes. If not, just know every email is read, even if we don't get a chance to respond to everything. So you are not alone. You are being heard. Before we move on to our topic this week, Helen, we've got some things we've just got to know. Now, this is our segment where I ask you questions that our listeners submitted. But I didn't have time to put that together this week because I'm a terrible, terrible person. So
No, because you've had other stuff going on. No.
Steven, remember, what was it, like a week or two where
2 weeks ago, Hal.
We're forcing each other to be better at not talking bad about ourselves. So
okay. Well,
what's a more positive way of saying that?
I was very busy this week and I was unable to commit to doing the questions from listeners because I needed to process and take time on my own.
There we go.
For my own safety.
And it's fine.
We did it.
It's fine. The world's still turning.
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
It's all right.
No, I have a conspiracy theory about that. No, I'm kidding.
The world's still being a flat disc.
In the middle of a universe, it's floating on the back of a turtle.
Yep.
So
just as it was.
Steven, no spoilers. I
I'm
don't
sorry.
want to hear anything else.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ruin everything. I do have two questions. Usually there are three, but I have two that are very important. And I hope you understand that neither of these is a legitimate question. I could ask you with all of the... In fact, we'll go from least ridiculous to most ridiculous. I'll do three.
I mean, that's for me to judge, isn't it?
That is for you to judge.
I've seen
Okay.
some ridiculous questions in my time.
Well, okay. Really quick, I'll ask you. So you do The Illusionist.
Yes.
Which is a podcast.
Is that the question?
Yes. Do you do The Illusionist?
Sure.
Okay, cool. That one's done.
You passed the test.
You've done it. You know your podcast's name.
We're hard-hitting journalists here.
Well, no, my question is, so you do a lot with words, obviously.
Yeah, use them virtually every day.
Do you?
Gosh.
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah.
If only.
I can't say that I do because some days I'm nonverbal. I just don't want to talk.
You just communicate in dance.
Honestly, sometimes I grunt.
Well, there are some times where you and me text where we only text in GIF. We don't text in any other thing. And so
we
I guess
text
that
in the form of images and GIFs.
in theory, I guess it's possible there are times that's happened.
So I am curious though. Doing a lot with words, what's your favorite word?
Oh no, I hate that. I get that question a lot. It's not.
I know you do.
I don't really. I think generally I don't have favorites of any things, but it's partly because I don't want to just tie myself to one thing in case someone takes it away.
It's fuck, isn't it?
I'm the youngest child of three, which meant you never got first dibs on anything. So it's like you trained yourself to like the flavors of things no one else liked, just so that you could get a thing.
So you ate the strawberry in the Neapolitan ice cream.
Yeah, I did. Oh God. Yeah, that was my favorite flavor when I was like 4. Oh, so predictable. Yeah, totally. Yeah. So favorite word. What are the words that have been left behind by the seniors in the family?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say that it's on record that Helen Zaltzman has said her favorite word is fuck.
It's a very adaptable word.
It is.
So it's not a bad one. I'd say it's top 20.
Actually, I do know a lot of people who would say it is a bad word. So
Well, they are linguistically off the mark.
I thought you were trying to adapt it to something.
No. Because think of all the different parts of speech it can be. Isn't that impressive? That's quite rare. And also, I interviewed someone on the show last year who's written a book about how swearing is good for your health. Mm-hmm. And her theory is that people should be taught to swear so they do it properly rather than in a haphazard way. And in a way that's harmful rather than healthy. Yeah.
I like it.
Isn't that comforting?
Well, it's profound, and now I'm thinking about that instead of the other question. So, no, second question. And yes. I think this one should be easy for you, because I'm sure you do have an actual thought on this, and it's not going to cause any strife within your family. Who's funnier, you or your brother?
Well, my eldest brother, Rick, is the funniest one.
Really?
Yeah.
Good answer.
John Oliver said he's the funniest person he ever met. Yeah, he's very funny, but he has a proper job, so it's kind of elusive for the world to get the funniness.
Wow.
Also,
That's
I didn't
awesome.
even think about that. Bonus question. Are you just like buddies with John Oliver?
Well, I haven't seen him for a while because he's busy. But
yeah,
he and my other brother Andy worked together very closely for years. So historically, yes.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
Before he got the Daily Show job, he and my brother were doing shows to like 15 people, and then
I love it.
He got the job, and 3 weeks later, his life immediately became very different.
I'll be honest. Anytime I meet somebody named Andy, I have a really strong desire to say "Hello, Andy" in a John Oliver accent, which I will not replicate right now. And it makes me so happy.
Let me tell you something real fast that I want you to be able to tell your brother, Helen.
Okay, which one? Andy or Rick?
You're
Rick.
right. Actually, just tell both of them.
Okay,
cool.
Cool.
You know, Rick, I feel like in a way has been connected to me this whole time, and I didn't even know it. So, but specifically Andy, I can tell that obviously I listened to the show for so long, and he got me into something that I feel very few Americans are willing to follow.
Can I guess what it is?
Yes, you can.
Is it cricket?
That it is.
What?
And let me be clear. I don't follow it all the time, but
it's not on all the time. To be fair to you,
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Just 5 days at a time.
Yeah,
5 days imagine a baseball game that lasted for 5 days.
Well,
that is how my wife views all baseball games.
Let me say. So
she's not going to be into cricket.
No.
He just talked so passionately about it for so long that finally, I found myself having like a week break where I didn't really have much to do, and I just kind of turned on like the TV, and it happened to be there, and I kind of started watching it. I know it was.
I didn't realize it was even televised anywhere in the States.
You know, it was one of those where like I had access to like my parents' ESPN account, so there's like 19 other ESPN channels that most people didn't, and so I was just bored and I was flipping through and I saw that, and that was the only live sports on, so I started watching it, and before long
5 days later you were like, what happened?
Yeah, but I found myself realizing, hey, I kind of enjoyed this, and so I got
gentle.
I got into a I won't go too detailed into the cricket talk, but I really specifically started following the T20 version, where it's not 5 days, but instead it's more of like a normal sporting event time.
Yeah,
where
for
it's
non-committal people that only want to spend a few hours at a time.
I know,
watching people standing around.
but yeah, you can tell him that you were able to take this one Southern boy with a very, very strong Southern accent, and just I watched cricket all by myself, and I love it. It's a fun sport to watch. So.
I feel like the South would be a great place for cricket to take off because it's played in a lot of very warm climates.
That's true.
And it's a leisurely pace, and people can watch and drink lemonade and applaud politely.
It seems like something where a lot of people could wear seersucker and just
yes,
and just and you know, Tommy Bahama and other type of flowy linen based clothing. But either way, it's a fun thing that he randomly got me into, so you can share that he did that.
I need you to know.
Okay.
Yes, Stephen.
I don't know that I've heard a single word y'all have said for the last 2 minutes, nor did I understand any of them, but I will tell you this. The illusionisket, is that anything? Are we trying it with brisket? Is that, no?
Oh, I was thinking biscuits, so I was like, okay, he's onto something.
Okay. We'll keep
Keep
going.
it.
We'll
I
keep
have a
going.
list of synonyms for barbecue, but none of them are helping me. Anyway.
Why don't you go for meat, and then different cuts of meats? Keep down that brisket avenue. Try ribs. Try pulled meats, if you will.
Cuts of meat. Okay, I'll have that pulled up on my phone. So, last question. The Queen.
Hi. Of course I know her. All Brits know each other. I don't know her.
No, my question is...
Was that your question?
Like, is she just, like, really old badass, do you think? Or is she kind of the worst? Like, I don't know.
I think it's hard to know because her whole job is not really expressing too
Emotion.
much about herself. I think she is a badass in confinement because if I'd been doing her job, she's what, 92 now? And
Yeah.
I would have gone berserk just having to greet dignitaries all the time and go to really boring banquets with people and hanging out with world leaders. Most of them are assholes.
Yeah.
And her children, a lot of them are not great. And she's always having to accept bouquets from children. What's she going to do with them? And
that's true.
She lives in castles and palaces, and those, I bet the plumbing and heating is not good. So and yeah, she's working in her 90s. She's probably like, oh, fuck all this. And yet she keeps the grimace on. So I think it would be so interesting if you were ever to get the Queen off the leash, but that is something that she can not do and will never do.
You know, she probably has dreams about doing something like going to a rave in Ibiza, and she never will have that luxury because instead she just has to sit there and be present and be professional.
You can't do a mic drop when you're her.
That's so unfortunate.
Yeah, I will say that although I think she's a bit badass, I'm not really behind the concept of a monarchy because we're a fairly godless country in Britain. And so it makes very little sense to have a leader figure who was selected by God.
I do know that there has been a movement in the country of Great Britain's not a country, is it? Is it?
Let's not even get into this.
Yeah, that's going to be a whole thing.
Plow on ahead.
Let's say England. Because I know England's a country. I know there has been a movement within the country to change the title of the song to "Non-existent being in the sky save the Queen." So, yeah, I mean,
hereditary privilege saved our gracious Queen. But I think that there's now a renewed enthusiasm for the monarchy because the young ones are pumping out some children.
Sure.
And people seem to love that. So we're going to have a monarchy for my whole lifetime, which I'm a bit annoyed by. It's irrational.
I didn't even think about
Not
this.
my annoyance. The whole concept of monarchy is irrational. My annoyance is rational because I just rationalized it to you.
I should not be speaking ill of the monarchy because, Christopher, we discovered on the last episode that I am the new Duchess of, was it Sussex?
Something like that.
Congratulations. Sussex is a very beautiful place. You can probably get some nice castles there.
Was it Sussex? Whichever one Meghan Markle is.
She's the Duchess of Sussex, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, can I tell you?
Have you assumed her identity?
No.
I mean, maybe.
Oh, yeah. He's the one that actually married Harry, so he looked he looked pretty nice in that dress.
Radiant. You look radiant.
Thank you.
Yeah. Stephen,
I'm sorry that you have to deal with such a load of old bigots in your ears.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. This is real Stephen talking, not Duchess of Sussex Stephen. I deal with that anyway. I live in the South.
Yeah. I think I've got it. This is completely off topic, but I think I know what me and Martin's pork-based podcast is going to be called.
Oh, yeah?
Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
Piggy Eaters.
Aww. That's cute. You should see if the URLs are available.
Oh, I'm going to check that right now. So, sorry, Steve. You can keep going, but I'm going to be checking.
All right. Well, if you have something you've just got to know, you can submit your questions and find out who our guest is next week by joining our Facebook group. It's Facebook. It's not facebook.com/. It is the Is This Adulting Best Friends. You can find it on there. I announce who the guest is going to be every week. I collect your questions, unless I'm busy. Deal with it.
There you go.
No, usually it won't be an issue, I promise. Just had an off week. Anyway, we are going to move into our topic for the show. When I emailed you, Helen, and we corresponded, you talked about travel a lot, and it sounds like you don't have a home anymore. I know you're all over the place.
Right.
So, yeah, let's talk about that, because that's what you said you wanted to talk about. So what is it about traveling that you want to discuss?
Well, a curious thing happened. So about nearly a year and a half ago now, my husband Martin and I became internationally itinerant because we needed to find a home and didn't really want to commit to Brexit Britain. And
sure,
we and most of my work is from in the States, but with the Trump stuff, we were like, well, that's sort of a complicated opt-in at the moment. And then we thought, well, why do we have to be any particular place? And so, because my job I can do from anywhere with internet, and so we've just been moving around different countries for about a year and a half, which is an amazing thing to get to do. So I've been working. He gave up his job in order to do it, which so it required more of a leap of
that's
faith
so Martin
from him.
God, that's so
Martin.
He's
Martin
he
is
really
the
committed.
pseudonym we're using. It's actually Mark Zuckerberg, owner of Facebook. So
my husband is a very rich shell of a man.
He's my little
But he has
robot
the money.
boy.
He has the money to buy your URLs for the
Also, just so you know, piggyeaters.biz is available. .com has already been taken, but I like .biz because that's
I don't know.
super funny.
Can you get .pig?
Let's keep talking, but I'm going to check into that right now.
I will say I've seen The Social Network, and I'm not sure you want to get into business with quote unquote Martin.
It's too late now. You might not get into business with him, but he's got into business inside you.
Oh God.
Taking all of your entrails, you belong to him. So we started moving around, and so we come back and forth to the States quite a bit because I usually have a bit of work there every few months, and we go back to Britain every few months, check in on the family and stuff, and go to the dentist and whatnot. But the original spell was supposed to be about a year long of not being in Britain, and so we started off in the States for some work stuff for about 3 weeks, and then we went to South America where neither of us had ever been before. Neither of us speak Spanish, and people were pretty nice, and I think the reason why we're doing this at this time in our lives as well, like Martin's 40 and I'm 38, is that unlike when we were in our 20s when people were taking off traveling all the time, I really didn't want to do it, but I think now I can buy my way out of any difficulty. I realised in myself I'm kind of a wimp. But just not being able to speak the language meant that every interaction just became challenging in a way that you just take for granted when you're in familiar circumstances. Like, how do I buy a bus ticket? How do I do this very simple thing that shouldn't be difficult at all? And so I felt incompetent and kind of rude for not being able to communicate in Spanish. I was like, what a dick, what have I been doing? And also just being away from anyone we knew for quite a long time. I started just feeling very unmoored from everything. I was like, well, if I didn't exist, who would that actually affect? And therefore, have I been living life wrong not to actually be of particular use or importance to anybody? And that was a strange feeling that took a few months to deal with, because also I was having some feelings about podcasting, which is my job, and that was changing a lot. And I thought, well, I could very soon be obsolete to this medium that I'd been in at the time for a decade, and had kind of been shaping for some of the early years, because there weren't that many of us doing it. So those of us who were there were kind of creating the form. And I was like, it's turned into something that I don't really feel part of. It's taken a turn away from what I feel like it should be. And I was just like, oh, who cares about what grandma here has to say anymore, and blah blah blah. And also, just my show is very generated by myself, so I felt like I'd reached the edges of my brain, and I had nothing interesting to say to people anymore. So I was in that kind of mood where I was like, oh, you're worthless, and no one cares whether you're dead or not.
Gosh, I'm sorry.
But no, it's fine, because we were also doing this incredible thing, which I realize is such a joy and a privilege. So I was like, you know, you're kind of having a great time, but you're also miserable. So what is up with that? You're going to all these amazing places, and you're so lucky to get to do it. Plus, you can buy your way out of trouble. So there's that cognitive dissonance where you're like, you haven't earned the right to be unhappy because you're living this sort of fantasy existence. So but then I heard from a lot of people who'd been traveling for a few months at a time where they were like, yeah, you just completely unravel as a human being. And I was like, okay, is it comforting, therefore, that that happens to a lot of people? Or not particularly?
I can kind of see that, though, because the fact is, like, and you're going to laugh at me, you've been all over the world. I have not. So the majority of my travel has been domestic.
It's a bloody big country you're in, and
that's fair.
I can see why you might never leave it in your life, because there is every kind of thing there.
That's fair. I spent a few weeks, supposed to be months, but there was some political unrest. But I spent a few weeks living in Kenya, and that was cool. Culturally, it was a really cool place. Politically, it was a very scary place. But that's true of our country too.
Okay, should we just pretend we know what you just said?
Ooh.
Cool. Yeah, that does sound intense.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kenya, huh?
Hello. So what we're joking about now is the fact that our audio connection dropped for a second, and I was like, I mean, I guess we can just, and they're like, should we pretend we knew what you said? No, I was just saying it was a beautiful place culturally. Politically, it was a very scary place, but that's true of our own country. But I don't know, even in my time when I've gone places for not an extended amount of time, but even 2, 3, 4 weeks, like I start to like, I don't know. I feel this weird funk. Like I can't charge. Does that make sense? Like I can't recharge my battery. Like I'm just like, even, God, I'll be honest, even when we went to like Seattle, I loved it. I really did. But I was like, it's like 5 days away from home. I hate flying. So I was already tapped out like on that. And I was like, I don't feel like I can fully relax. And I don't feel like I can fully quiet my mind and sleep. And so like, I start, when I go places for extended amounts of time, I start to get to that place where I'm comfortable, but at the same time, emotionally at that point, I begin to like come apart a little bit. Like you said, I unravel a little bit. It's just like, wait, but like, where is home? What is right. my foundation? My, like,
that was
solid
specifically
ground?
That was specifically what I was wanting to ask you, Helen, because I've thought a lot about the type of person I am when I travel, and the good with that, the difficult things that come from that, and I was thinking the same thing as you, Stephen, of so often having a safety net of a place to call home, whatever that means, whether that's a physical location or whatever it is, provides that ability to recharge. And so I'm curious for you, as you found you've had to learn how to redefine home in a very different way. How have you been able to find a way to recharge, and or are you still in the process of figuring that out?
Well, it's been I identify with what you're saying, because there's no kind of hiding place that's yours, where it's definitely yours and no one else is going to come in, and you can just kind of go to ground for a bit. So even if you could go and hide in an Airbnb or a hotel room or something, it's still not your space. So I get that even if you're going away for a few days, you could feel that way. I think part of it is just now it's been such a long time, and I've been back to Britain twice, and that was when I realised, don't really live here anymore. For tax reasons, I do. And, legally, I do, and I registered to vote there and all of that. But it's not my home at the moment.
Yeah,
and it's weirder not having a home base there now than when we're away. Because when you're away, of course, you don't have one. I think I started checking in with certain friends a bit more often. I think that was really useful, just to make more effort, even though I was further away, and to do things like call them, because I'd got out the habit of calling people sometime in like the early 2000s.
Right.
Yeah, so that made a lot of difference. But also, this is an extreme way around it. So I think when you're ill and you're away, that's when it's far more obvious to you that you're away. And like through all of these experiences, I was like, you're voluntarily living this kind of luxury homeless lifestyle. Yeah. It's very different to people who are involuntarily homeless and involuntarly exiled from a country. So I'm not, I'm aware that like what a privileged time I was having. It's not, but then like I got ill. I was visiting Tasmania in Australia, and like Australia, I got there early June, and I'd had like 6 months of like quite acute depression. I hadn't had it that badly for 20 something years. And then I got to Australia, and like it really lifted. And I think it was partly because I went to this radio conference. There were these people that I had met briefly, but it was good to spend time with them, or people that I only knew via the internet. So it felt like a bunch of friends that I had, and it was familiar and yet new at the same time. And did some live shows there, and I started feeling like, there's a thing that you're good at. And I started feeling a bit revived. And then I got ill. And I remember being in this hotel room. We're in this town called Hobart, which is the state capital of Tasmania, which is an island off Australia. So you're getting quite remote at this point. Sure. Islands off Australia. And there was this midwinter arts festival on. So we were staying in this hotel that was kind of out of town. And it was a bit like they'd put a bed in an office with that, carpet tiles and a kitchenette and stuff. And every surface was kind of a little too hard and unaccommodating. And I had this strep throat, and you just want to feel snug and like to wrap up in bed. And I couldn't really do that because the room was a bit like, nah. And, and I think I'm blaming the room, but actually it turned out I was really ill. So what happened was I went into hospital, and I was there for over 3 weeks, and that was the longest I'd stayed under one roof since we left Britain, 10 months before. And so I think at that point, because there was so much going on with me physically, like I had surgery and I was in the ICU for a few days and stuff like that, it was just landing me so much in my body that I just stopped thinking about whatever was going on in my mind. And so it was kind of an extreme distraction. So I'm not recommending that as a way of treating depression, but it was a useful side effect of having a very dangerous medical condition.
I think the first time we ever had an interaction via Twitter direct message, it was like right after or even during that, maybe?
Was it during surgery, and was I very heavily drugged, and was the message full of typos, and you were just like, what is she on?
I thought she does a podcast. Oh, she likes words though. No, I just remember like feeling terrible because I was like, hey, and I reached out to you, and then like you got back, you were like, actually I'm in the hospital right now. I was like, oh shit.
It's not your fault. No, it was just like there's so many people who would have emailed or something at a particular time where I was tripping balls on whatever drugs they had me on. So I would have just either thought I hallucinated their message or answered it with some garbled bullshit where they were like, okay, don't follow this up. Because I think a lot of people didn't know what was going on. We were kind of being careful about saying where I was and what was happening too broadly, because we didn't want to worry people. And also, like, it's so personal in a way when it was happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also, the more people know, it's kind of like the more responsibility you have to them. So people are just trying to be nice and they're being concerned, but you also have to help them be concerned. And you only want to do that to people who you feel like, okay, well, they have a right to be concerned, like my mom.
Right,
Sure.
right. I feel like she probably has earned the right to be concerned. Now,
Yeah, she actually handles it very well. She's very pragmatic. She's like, well, if she dies, I've got 2 other children.
I was gonna say, I have to ask. You're in Tasmania. Okay, sorry. In my head right now, I hear Justin McElroy's voice from our episode going, "Nope, finish the joke. Finish the joke. You have to say it, even though I realized how bad it is."
Power through.
All right. We'll
I
be
was
the
gonna
judge.
ask, I was gonna say,
Do it.
you've been in Tasmania. Did you see the devil? I'm sorry.
Oh gosh. Okay. Okay.
Yes, we
Well
went to a
done.
wildlife sanctuary and saw some Tasmanian devils. Yes, what of it?
Oh my God! Did he say? Blah, blah, blah. Anyway,
No, that's what she was saying when she was tripping balls, as she said earlier.
I did have some really quite disturbing visual hallucinations for a few days.
Wow.
Well,
It's
if
like
you
a
ever
really lurid kind of evil screensaver that I couldn't get rid of.
If you ever want to relive that, I can tell you that according to my wife, having a kid will do that because she's having weird ass dreams.
Oh.
It's weird. Anyway, well, I'm glad that you are able to, it sounds like through friendships and relationships, find a home in that.
Yeah.
And ground yourself in those that you care about and who care about you. Not a home. You know what I mean? Not necessarily a space that you can hide, but it seems like you've found support and love in that.
It's also nice when people say, "Oh, I'm glad you didn't die."
I'm also very glad you didn't
It's
die.
nice to think.
Yeah, I was about to say.
cheers.
I
No,
feel
I
like we should both say that we're very glad that
Yes.
happened.
Thank you. That's nice of you because, you don't have to have too much investment in my being. But maybe we should tell people more. Glad you're not dead.
I mean, that's the
Glad
truth.
you're continuing living.
I
Yeah.
mean, and that's something that I'm happy to say happens in our Facebook group a lot. I see that a lot, is people saying, "Hey, just so you know," and somebody said, and this is a interesting way of putting it, but somebody said, "Hey, I'm glad you didn't kill yourself today. Like, I'm glad you exist."
That's,
You know?
I mean, that is hardcore. And I know that it's very hard to be alive, quite a lot. And for some people, it's just not an option. So let's not underestimate that. But I think saying to someone, "I'm glad you exist," is a nice thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm grateful for the people around me who exist, and maybe I should start telling them that. I don't even think about that.
Don't wait for them to get some gross medical condition in Australia. Just do it sooner.
Fair. And I'll keep all my friends away from Australia just in case. All right. Well, I enjoyed that conversation. I'm glad we got to have it. Thank you for bringing that topic, Helen, and us talking about that. I think that that's something that, as someone who doesn't get to travel much, I didn't really ever think about discussing. So I'm very grateful for that.
I hope I haven't scared you off, because it is also a very interesting thing to do, both externally and in your own mind.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You have not scared me off even a bit. But I'm going to scare you off probably with a game here in just a second. But first, we are going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more Is This Adulting? Hey everybody, it's best friend Steven here. It's me. I'm your best friend, and I'm the newest Batman villain. That's me. There, I spilled the beans. I'm gonna be in the upcoming movie Batman Triumphant. So that's yeah. I don't know. Be on the lookout for that. June of 2036. It's coming. So anyway, hi. I just want to tell you today that this episode is brought to you in part by our lovely Patreon supporters. We are so appreciative. Words are hard, y'all. Of each and every one of you. Like we really cannot thank you enough for all that you do for us. Just really making this show possible. Especially, what with a kid on the way and a lot of the stress that's been going on. It's been so nice to know that we have that support and that this show can be a stable thing in our life. And so thank you so much for that. If you would like to give on patreon.com/isthisadulting, you receive bonus episodes. That's 4 bonus episodes a month, or 5 if it's a 5 week, month, I guess. It's an after show every week where we talk about fun things with our guests, and that's always fun. Adulting after dark, if you will. And then after that, we just, we give you 2 extra episodes at least a month, just because we really appreciate it if you give it the $10 level. So that's there. There's virtual meetups. There's, goodness, I don't know. There's coloring sheets and rad libs and all sorts of cool things. So definitely check it out. It's patreon.com/isthisadulting. We really appreciate it. So we do want to give a very special thanks to Amanda T for generously upping her pledge. Thank you so much for that. We really appreciate that. And enjoy your new bonus content. We're super psyched that you're going to hear the weird stuff that we're going to do because, y'all, we've got some weird bonus episodes planned, and I'm super excited about it. Also, I want to provide you with your recommendation for this week because, that's what I do best. I just give you things. I recommend things to you. Because I want you to be happy because you're my sweet babies. And so this week I'm going to recommend an old friend. And that friend is the Adventure Zone. So I've recommended this a few times before on the show. Yes, I know. But y'all, I spent the last 3 or 4 days binging a lot of the Amnesty arc for Adventure Zone because after Balance, I needed to take some time to mourn because I was worried about where the show was going to go from there. And so I've been really binging a lot of the Amnesty arc, and I'm super excited to say it's phenomenal. It's fantastic. The Good Boys and Clint have not let us down. It's so stupendous. I will be adding on to my Adventure Zone sleeve very shortly, I'm sure. So check it out. It's the Adventure Zone. You can find it everywhere. Tweet about it with #TheZonecast on Twitter. That's really great. But you can find it wherever fine podcasts are sold. Go support the Mackle Boys. They're lovely. All right. Well, we're going to get back to this episode with Helen Zaltzman. She's just the best, right? She's great. Anyway, she's so sweet. Y'all just enjoy. Powerful on Many Levels, by the way, Chris, is the name of the Queen's autobiography. Hey, we're back.
Nice.
And here we are. We're playing a game. Helen, as you've pointed out, words. As you've said, you use them. You know them.
As you've so eloquently put, words.
Words.
Try them. Give them a go.
I want that quote on the back of if I ever write a book, Helen, I'm going to reach out to you for a quote, and I hope that quote is words. Read them.
There are some in here.
This book has words. Yeah, so we're going to play a game based all around words. It is that time of the week, and by time of the week, I mean time of however many weeks we do this, where I actually bring the game. It is a game, one of the few that I actually organize, and it is called Lost in Translation. So, Helen, essentially what I've done is I've taken the lyrics to popular songs from throughout time, random lyrics too, not like the ones everybody knows, but random lyrics. And I have run them through Google Translate so many times. And then I have translated it back to English. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to give you the translated version of the lyrics and 3 choices. And I'm going to need you to buzz in and guess which one of the choices it is. So we can just say buzz or whatever as your buzzer, because I don't have fun sound effects for y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and start that. I hope you're ready for this. It was a wild one, y'all.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Yes, I am. I'm interested to see hear what we're about to experience.
Oh, it's going to get weird. So here you go. The translated lyric is about corn. I'm waiting for that's the words.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
About corn. I'm waiting for Bam. Company Chunky Chuck shirt on Tuesday. You are a man. Expand your world.
Wait, all this is the same song?
Yes.
Sing it.
So again, the words are about corn. I'm waiting for Bam. Company Chunky Chuck shirt on Tuesday. You are a man, expand your world. Is it I Am the Walrus by the Beatles? I'll Be There For You by Bon Jovi? Or the theme song to Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Oh. Could you read the translated version again?
Yes.
About corn. I'm waiting for Bam. Company Chunky Chuck shirt on Tuesday. You are a man. Expand your world.
Okay. All right. So, are we buzzing? I can't remember. Are we buzzing or both
just
giving
say
an option?
buzz if you think you know it.
Oh, okay. Buzz.
Christopher.
I think I want to try I Am the Walrus.
It is. I went easy on you on that one.
Okay.
It's so ridiculous.
Yeah. I was sitting there and I was thinking, none of the other ones make any sense to me. I mean,
oh, where's that one?
you know, that one spoke to me in a certain way.
You know, that song was actually written with Google Translate.
I think it might have been. Because the original lyrics, by the way, don't make much more sense. The original lyrics for that portion are sitting on a cornflake, waiting for the van to come, corporation t-shirt, stupid bloody Tuesday, man, you've been a naughty boy, you let your face grow long.
Oh.
You know, jokes in the 60s just weren't funny, were they?
No.
Yeah, seriously. Goodness gracious.
Just like, whoa, acid's making me loopy. You're like, yeah, all right, but get it together.
Can you imagine a song that in this day and age that pretty much just released that?
The last time we had one was 1 Week by Bare Naked Ladies.
That's true. That's true. I think that is the most recent one.
Oh, gosh. Well, Christopher, you've got a point.
Which is the first time in a very long time.
I'm writing them down. Hold on. Yes, I am writing them down. Chris, you have a point, which never happens. Helen, I'm disappointed. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I'm very humiliated right now.
It's okay. This one I as well went decently easy on you.
Okay.
So
we
ready.
buzz in afterwards. All right.
Yes, just say buzz if you think you know it. The translated lyric is, players accepted the category. This does not stop you. What do you think? The musician died.
Wow, it really took a turn there.
Yeah, we went on a
didn't it?
journey with that lyric.
Oh my gosh.
The lyric again is, players accepted the category. This does not stop you. What do you think? The musician died. Are the lyrics from American Pie by Don McLean, Game On by Christian metal band Disciple, or Candle in the Wind by Elton John?
Oh, man.
Buzz.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go for American Pie because you said you went easy on us, which meant that I second guessed my second guess, and I've gone back to the first guess.
Yeah, it's American Pie.
Nice.
The stupid musician died, gave it away.
Nice.
The original lyric is, the players tried to take the field, the marching band refused to yield. Do you recall what was revealed the day the music died?
It's pretty close. Close.
It's just as weird again.
It just went from
that
music
song is
dying
so
to
long,
the musician.
You could find every combination of words in it.
You can. I was very close to putting in, as I watched him on the stage, my hands were clenched in fists of rage. All of that stuff. I'm like, oh my God, it's so intense. That song gets dark, y'all.
Yeah, that does.
It's really intense. Anyway, all right. Helen and Chris, you are tied. We're going into the third one here. This one I'm calling National Anthems.
Okay.
So the lyric is, thank you for blessing blessings. Peace and happiness from the beach to the beach.
I love this one so far.
Again, the lyric is, thank you for blessing blessings. Peace and happiness from the beach to the beach. Is it the national anthem of Britain, God Save the Queen, the national anthem of America, the Star Spangled Banner, which I forgot the name of for a second, or is it Himno Nacional Mexico?
Buzz.
Christopher.
It's the last one.
Himno Nacional Mexico?
Yes.
That is incorrect.
Oh.
Buzz, is it the British one?
It is the British one.
Gosh.
Which of the many lyrics?
Right.
Was that?
Well, that's the thing, is there's a million versions, so
No one knows it. After the first verse, even the Queen is just like...
I was really, really hoping I could get y'all with From
She's
the
starting
Beach
to
to the
this.
Beach.
Yeah.
Because From Sea to Shining Sea, which isn't the Star Spangled Banner, but I was hoping
I
that Chris
know.
would think it was.
I actually thought that, and then I was like, no, you're gonna do one that's neither. Okay.
Okay, so the lyrics are "Our loved dominion bless with peace and happiness from shore to shore." Yeah.
I like the other version better. That that sounds like
it's
the
a bit more
happiest place
direct.
on earth.
Peace and happiness from beach to beach.
Yeah.
Well, British beaches are very cold and bleak, so just factor that into your mental picture.
That's true.
Now I'm sad. No. So, this is Take Me Back to the 80s is
Okay.
this category. Helen, you are up by 1. Christopher and Helen, the translated lyric is, today you can find one more day. Run. I would like you. Is it not? Or is not it? Sorry.
Is not it. Okay.
Oh, well, that made all the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really did.
Again, it's today you can find one more day. Run. I would like you. Is not it? There is a question mark. Sorry. Is not it?
Oh my gosh.
Is it Take on Me by Aha? I Ran by Flock of Seagulls? Or On the Road Again by Willie Nelson?
Would you mind repeating the translation one more time?
Yeah.
Sure. Today you can find one more day. Run. I would like you. Is not it?
Buzz.
Chris?
The first one.
Take on Me?
That one.
It is Take on Me.
Oh my god, I did
it?
I
Yeah.
did it. Yay.
It's
I'm
from the
proud of
first
myself.
verse. The lyrics are, today's another day to find you, shying away, I'll be coming for your love, okay.
Interesting.
It's
Well,
the,
I thought
"I'll
you were
be
going to try
coming
and
for
get me
your
with the
love,
run. And
okay."
so that's why.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's for y'all.
I'm proud.
So y'all, you're tied going into the final round. So this one's going to be worth 2 points.
Okay. Best of luck, Helen.
Best of luck, Chris.
Thank you.
I call this round, and I'm naming it right now off the top of my head. I call this round, we've talked a lot about the monarchy, Prince, but not that one.
Oh.
So this is all songs by Prince are your choices.
Okay. Good.
Because every Prince song is sexual. So are the translated lyrics are, check if this is the stomach. They see. Do you have a biopsy?
Wow, it's very medical.
It is very medical.
You know, a lot of people don't realize that Prince was that he almost got a doctorate for a while.
Right?
You know, Prince that was one of his many different variations of names, was just Prince MD.
I would be okay with that. Again, the translated lyric is, check if this is the stomach. They see. Do you have a biopsy? Is it Purple Rain by Prince, Let's Go Crazy by Prince, or When Doves Cry by Prince?
Oh my gosh.
Buzz.
Ooh.
I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
When Doves Cry.
It is When Doves Cry!
Shut up. Wow.
Just got a buzz, Chris, and just guess one.
You're right. You're
It
right.
is, and it's not
Yeah.
worth 2 points because I'm an idiot, and you could have won with 1 point because you were tied. So
Well, it's still worth 2 points. It's okay.
yeah, so you
No, it's just worth one.
yeah, so but you
one.
still won. The original lyric is, touch if you will my stomach, feel how it trembles inside. You've got the butterflies all tied up.
Wow.
Where did biopsy come
How
from?
the fuck did biopsy?
Jeez.
Who knows? One of the languages that you translated through is just a very, very just medically focused language, apparently.
Although if you put it in the same lyrics or the same rhythm of the song, it works, at least the first line, because I would listen to that version where he's like, check if this is the stomach.
It sounds like almost like a something in school where they try and take a popular song from some time in history and just change the words to teach the kids something.
It's Schoolhouse Pop.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like in 2000, and they're like, let's find a hip song that the kids are listening to on the radio, and they pick something from like 30 years ago.
I like it. Well, anyway, Helen, you've come out victorious.
Congratulations, the wordsmith.
Thank you. Chris, I feel like we're equals in this.
Gosh, you know what? You and Martin both. I just love you both so dearly. You're so kind to me.
We're all just equal humans together.
Yeah. You know what? Just because of that, Helen, you're on the podcast too. It's us three now.
Yes.
Oh my God!
I know this whole time you've been auditioning just for that.
Wow. Oh my God.
Piggy eaters.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna happen.
Very proud.
Oh my gosh. Well, y'all, if that might be the episode title, and I don't think that PETA is going to be too thrilled. Anyway, if you have a mental health check-in you would like to share, you can send that to us over at, I don't know why I'm saying it like that. You can send this to it over, you can send that to us over at isthisadultingpod@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter at @isthisunderscoreadulting. Find us over on Facebook as I'm falling apart, y'all.
You can do it.
In the Is This Adulting Best Friends.
Goodness.
Yeah, I'm trying, y'all. It's been a day. For our $5 a month patrons, we're going to continue chatting over on the after show. For those of you that don't know, and from context clues didn't gather, that is an after show that you get if you subscribe on Patreon at $5. Today, we're going to talk about the weirdest things. Last week, we talked about the weirdest things we did as kids, like our weirdest habits. I'm staying with that theme.
Okay.
And today I want to talk about the weirdest things we did as kids when we were playing make-believe. Because I have a real weird one that I need to talk to y'all about.
Interesting.
For our $10 a month patrons, we have all sorts of fun content over there. You get at least 2 extra bonus episodes a month. Some of those, Christopher, are things like, like the Weight Watchers thing?
Yeah, the Weight Watchers thing that we're going to be doing, but also we're going to be talking at some point. I think I shared this last week. Soon we're going to be releasing one about me experiencing float therapy for the first time.
I'm going to read dirty fan fiction to Chris from some sort of fun
happen.
genre.
We're going to give some amazing love advice from two guys who've not dated someone in a very long time, and so I can't even imagine any helpful things we can provide, but we're going to try.
Yeah, so that's just for y'all over there at patreon.com/isthisadulting. I do have one more thing we need to do real quick, though.
Okay.
I want to thank the collection for the use of our theme music, The Borrowers, off their album Ars Moriendi.
Yes.
Helen, thanks so much for coming on the show.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Oh,
what
my
a pleasure
gosh.
for me.
It's been
How are
lovely.
you both feeling? Because I know that it's hard to bring the joy when you've been having a time.
Thank
I
you.
thought you did very well.
Thank you. Well, it's very nice being able to speak with someone so kind and so pleasant, and
I put on a good front.
Do you? Okay, good. Well, you've got me sold. That's what's important.
Oh my gosh, you've never been anything but lovely to us, and I very much
except for that
appreciate
machete time. But besides that,
machete.
it's been great. Yeah.
And a lot of things that I write on my secret Twitter accounts.
Oh my gosh.
Very defamatory.
I want to see them. We'll find them. Speaking of Twitter accounts, do you want to remind everybody where they can find you?
Sure. I'm at Helen Zaltzman, and also Illusionist Show, and also Helen and Ollie, which is the Answer Me This account.
I love it. Well, that's going to do it for us here on Is This Adulting this week. I've been your best friend, Steven.
I've been your best friend, Chris.
I've been your best friend, Helen.
And remember, kids, be happy, stay healthy, and with consent, go hug someone.
Because you never know. They may just be your soulmate, Martin.
Oh, it's a very specific
soulmate.
one.
Soulmate. Oh my God, that's it.
We did it.
Oh my gosh.
We made it.
Oh my
Wow.
God. I can't
Right
make
at
that the
the
name of
end.
the episode, though, because it spoils it at the end. Y'all, have a
Soulmates.
good week.
Wow. My mind is blown, Helen. You did it. Bye. I'm going to go
What a
recover
landing.
from that.